table of this league phase. Good news for the British sides. Aston Villa remain at the top. Liverpool's win over Leipzig put them into second. City are in third. Arsenal are in eighth, occupying that final qualifying spot. Real Madrid, the champions, well, they're down in 11th at the moment. Celtic are down in 25th. Okay, and here at the Etihad, we can see we've got a special guest coming over. It's Phil Foden, ready to join us with mic in hand. Phil, great to see you. How are you doing? That was such a big win today. It was an important statement, wasn't it, in this tournament?
Yeah, it was important to get the win tonight. I think in the first half, they frustrated us a little bit. We did a few sloppy things, and it was good on the counter-attack, to be fair. But yeah, we had to remain patient, and yeah, in the second half, we broke them down more and finished more chances, which was nice to see.
Did Pep say anything to you in the dressing room at half-time?
He said, boys, we just have to stay patient, and when a team's sat so deep, it's going to be difficult to break them down. So he said, just remain patient and don't try and rush things, play at our own pace, and I think we did that in the second half.
Yeah, it looked like you made the game a bit bigger in possession. Was that the objective, to just stretch them out, draw them out away from their box?
Yeah, some of the managers spoke on as the wingers staying wide as they can, and maybe the midfielder pulling out wide as well, because that's where most of the space was. So yeah, some of the managers spoke on.
And that's something that Pep emphasises, isn't it? It's kind of everyone to stay disciplined. You can jump in and try for goals, but it's really, really keeping that shape as well.
Yeah, the manager loves you're sticking to your role, and you have to remain patient and trust the other lads to get the ball to you sometimes. So yeah, that's something the manager's big on.
Phil, before your goal, you had an opportunity to turn. Was that because it was early, and maybe this is it? We're just showing it there. This was the first part. You had this opportunity. Did you recognise that yourself? Because obviously the next time then you had the opportunity, that was for your goal, which is now.
Yeah, definitely. I've had a pretty slow start to the season, so I think I'm just getting a bit match sharp, and it was my first touch. You can see with the second one I wanted to turn and try and make something happen. So.
I think we highlighted here just how many times you checked your shoulder for that space that you took it on the back foot.
Yeah, it's always something I've been big on and worked on when I was younger, is playing in them pockets. And yeah, if you don't check your shoulder so many times, I think the picture can change so quickly. So I'm one that always checks my shoulder and tries to see what's coming.
Was it nice as well, because you mentioned there getting back into your rhythm of the season? Was that just good for your confidence, early goal?
Yeah, very good for my confidence to obviously score early and just get back out there and feeling sharp again. So yeah, I'm going in the right direction now.
Amazing.
It might not have been the fastest start for you personally this season, but to be fair to you, I mean, this time last season, you'd only scored one Premier League goal as well. Is that the level of expectation now that's been set for you? Is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. After being the best player last year, I think that's what everyone wants to see, You'd be the same player as last year, so that's the standard I've set myself, and yeah, I want to try and get back there, and I think, the season's long enough to get back to my level, and I just need to keep going now and keep showing what I can do.
Do you feel the pressure?
No, not. Just go out there and play my football and just enjoy it. I don't really think too much what's going on the outside.
Yeah, do you put pressure on yourself, though, Phil? Obviously, you've got high expectations. I know you very well. So do you put more pressure on yourself, and have you done that this season?
Yeah, I think I do, mate, massively. I'm always putting pressure on myself to get better in training, do better things, and that's just the type of person I am. I always want to push myself and be even better.
Yeah.
What is the objective this season for you personally? I mean, as a team, we know what Manchester City want to achieve year on year. For you personally, is it to hit the heights of last year? Is it to get near enough? Is it to just improve your game personally? Are there certain aspects of your game that you're looking to do better?
Yeah, the aim's just to try and hit what I hit last year as a player. Last year I think I've shown over a long season I was very consistent, and I want to get back there. And for the team as well, just show we're still hungry to win trophies, don't show that we've dropped off. And I think this year we're still showing how hungry we are, scoring against Wolves late on, and the passion that we're showing in the celebration. So it just shows that we still want to fight for more trophies.
Phil, you mentioned scoring. What about Haaland's acrobatic goal?
I just spoke to him in there. I said, if I try to do that, I'll pull my groin.
You said it to him?
I did, yeah. I don't know how he does it.
You're not practicing this in training, are you?
No, not at all.
Did he tell you how he did it?
I don't know. I think it's just how long his legs are, isn't it? He's a freak. And then I've seen him score one similar against Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
So he shows that he has this talent that no one else can do.
You're right. I definitely would have.
Groin, hamstring, there's a lot going. Yeah.
Everything would have gone with it.
But there's something about you guys, because you do reach these levels, and yourself and Erling, you're all still very, very young. Like, how do you stay grounded amongst all the noise around you? Because there's a lot of it.
Yeah, I think the players that we are and the type of people we are, we're grounded anyway. But I think the players we have in the changing room with all the experience and the manager, I think they keep us grounded as well. So yeah, it's good to be a part of this team.
It's amazing. Well done, Phil. Brilliant to see you. You're the UEFA Player of the Match as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's not a bad one to take home.
Obviously, you say Keith is, what, 24 now, so he's becoming a very young man and
so
experienced. He spoke about the experience in the dressing room. He'll be one of them now. He'll be one of the players that they've looked up to from the newer breed, like James McAtee, Rico Lewis. And as I said, he's played in some vital games and had key moments for this club. So yeah, it means a lot to him to play for this club, but he spoke on wanting to improve, and I'm not sure he needs to improve, just maintain the level that he's set himself, and he'll have an immaculate career, probably go down as one of the most decorated Englishmen in the history of the game. So I don't think he needs to do anything different. I just think he needs to maintain the level, which is easier said than done.
That's the maturity, though, when we were speaking there, that we were kind of asking him about the last season and the pressure and stuff, and he was just so casual and calm about it, like, that in itself is a maturity. No, I'm not going to... I know my ability. I know it's a long season.
I think what helped him last season was Haaland and Kevin being out. I think there was an emphasis on him to stand up and be the guy. And I think Pep gave him a little bit more of a free role and used his unique abilities to win games, where I think when everyone is fit, Pep uses the system to override the opposition, where I think last year Pep recognised, oh, I might need Phil's unique capabilities and unique goal-scoring abilities, unique ability to receive in the pockets, and all of a sudden then he's winning games. I remember the game at Brentford when he scored a hat-trick there, and as I said, I think he took the games by the scruff of the neck himself, was given a licence to do that, and as I said, as long as the season goes on, he spoke about there's so many games left. I'm sure he'll get back into a rhythm that allows them to win games.
Plenty of opportunities to just kick into gear again and again and again, isn't there? I mean, he is one of the most exciting players in this Manchester City team, as is Erling Haaland. Actually, Phil referenced it, didn't he? The goal against Dortmund. We can see that now. I mean, he's an absolute machine, isn't he, this player?
I was going to ask him which one did he think was better, but I didn't want to put Phil under pressure, but against his old team as well.
I think that one's better, to be honest. I think it's higher. I don't even know. Like, that is a great ball from Cancelo, and it's into an area where defenders are thinking, I can't even defend that. But
it's great
the
passing.
athleticism to get up and to attempt the back heel, like I said, that ball's put in an area where probably only Erling Haaland and Zlatan, from a striker's perspective, will be able to execute that.
He's had to put power on that as well, because it's a whip ball, but it's still that touch. It's still got more power on it.
Yeah, similar to tonight's. He hasn't just let the ball hit his foot and gotten him past the goalkeeper. He's generated force, especially with tonight's one. He's like flicked his heel at it, and Phil spoke about popping his groin. I'm definitely doing something to my hamstring there.
And he played on and scored another as well.
Yeah, the other one was equally as impressive from a team perspective, but if you're just talking about finishing, and again, Glenn and Adam spoke about him not wanting to be involved in the build-up at all, doesn't get frustrated. You can see slight frustrations. I think it was just before that finish, he was frustrated with himself that he didn't score. I think it was a header, and then he walked off the pitch, and there was still a tackle still going. You could see he was kind of building up a little frustration, and all of a sudden the next action comes and he's in the box.
He might have been frustrated not staying on for the hat-trick as well.
Yeah, I think, but again, great management, because bigger picture is he's the only recognised striker at the club, and you don't want to be losing Erling Haaland at any stage. Yeah,
well, Pep has a habit of doing that, doesn't he? He sort of pulls him off before he gets his hat-trick. He's sort of keeping him hungry. And that first goal didn't stop him from scoring the second either. His 44th Champions League goal in 42 appearances.
I think we've spoken about it. The game started to get a little bit stretched. I mean, this goal was unbelievable because they tried to have a little bit of a press. And I said at the start of the show, if you're going to press City, it's at your own detriment. And it just went from back to front quickly. At this forward in, I thought Rico Lewis, by the way, was absolutely brilliant tonight for a 19-year-old. The maturity and the level that he's at, he started this with the way to pass, one touch again, and then the controlled finish.
Everyone, every element of that goal was special. But just the start of it for Akanji to stand the ball, be patient, recognise who's pressing him, then where the next pass is, and all of a sudden the space opens up. And teams can press high up the pitch, but defenders don't want to do that. Defenders only feel comfortable getting to the halfway line, because after that there's no offsides and there's so much space behind them. So as soon as Sparta's front 5-6 went forward, the game became open, and all of a sudden they're trusting their ability, and within 4 passes there, the ball's in the back of your net.
Do you know his stats in this game alone? 2 goals, 9 attempts, 5 on target, 19 touches, 7 passes. His first goal was from his 12th touch, actually, which just tells you just how good he has been in this match. 21 goals in 23 Champions League appearances for Manchester City alone, and that's only happened in the last 2 seasons.
Crazy.
Well, 1.5.
Yeah,
actually.
again, the stats are just remarkable, and it doesn't seem like he's slowing down. I know we joked about him having a drought, like 3 games.
There's no such thing, is there?
There's no such thing, and as I said, if you create this many opportunities, the probably surprise is that he's had that many attempts on that and only scored 2. But overall, you know he's going to score. You get him a handful of chances and he executes, so he's becoming so efficient, and obviously someone that doesn't dwell on missed chances. He just gets himself back in there and executes.
He does. We certainly are spoilt, and we definitely were today watching those couple of goals. Now, I did say that Pep keeps his players hungry by taking them off. I've noticed he's done that with Haaland a couple of times. He's on a hat-trick and he takes them off. This is when Matheus Nunes scored the goal. I wonder what he's saying there. Is he looking at that thinking, should have been me, coulda, shoulda, woulda?
Well, at least he's smiling. he's smiling. But I think Jolie mentioned it. Bigger picture, recognised striker, long season, as Phil mentioned.
Definitely the right decision. I think Pep would have loved to get the job done in the first half and score 3 or 4 in the first half. And you may not have seen some of them players come out at half time, but yeah, the job was done, and it was the right decision to take the players off that have got minutes like Ake, but also protect players like Erling.
Yeah, well, who are we to argue against Pep Guardiola, the most decorated manager, or one of them, in football's history? We'll be hearing from the manager after this. Didn't smile too much in the first half, but he got his point across, as we heard from Phil Foden, and it was a big second half. Yeah, most definitely all eyes on Erling Haaland this evening. I think we're going to watch that goal for many more years to come. In terms of Pep Guardiola, though, it's been an interesting time at Manchester City. There's been a lot going on around the club. League, there's been Chichi Birgiristan, the director of football, his long-term associate, very close friend of his, also leaving the club. That one's been confirmed. You could think that could really unsettle this team, but somehow he manages to still hold it together and keep them hungry, which is what Phil Foden was telling us about.
Yeah, I don't think it's unsettled the manager, any of them factors, and then that obviously will spread to the players. They see a composed manager and a focused manager. I think that's the key, is that he's focused on winning games. That's their only objective, is to win games. And yeah, we talk about his future. I genuinely believe he doesn't know just yet. I think he's going to wait to see how emotionally draining this season is. It may not be as difficult as we hope in terms of him staying for the Premier League and for Man City, but it may be worse. So I think closer to the end of the season, he's going to recognise and evaluate what it means to him and the stress it's took on his body completely, physically and mentally.
It can't be easy to keep producing those heights over and over again, but he doesn't lose his passion. You see it from the touchline.
No, I mean, first half there, you just see him, he was agitated at sloppy play, or when they weren't pressing, or when they weren't patient, as Phil mentioned, but, you know, he's a winner all round.
He is an absolute winner, and we can hear from him now. Pep Guardiola is speaking to Becky Ives.
Thank you very much, Rashford. Pep, well done. Look, let's go back to the beginning of this. An early goal for Phil, but at half-time and it's 1-0. What are you thinking?
We're playing so deep because the game's against Salzburg, and Salzburg and Stuttgart, they play, offensively and try to do it, but the defense so deep is difficult. The moment we break the game with 2-0 was better.
Should we talk about these goals tonight? Because they were quite spectacular, to say the least. I mean, Phil got us going, but then Erling Haaland, an acrobatic back heel. Could you believe your eyes again?
Listen, I saw the game in. When the ball came in, but look at that. No, it's unbelievable.
The athleticism in that to get his leg that high.
Yeah, with his stature, he's so tall and so flexible. Look at him.
Look at his own face there.
I like it. He has this sense of humor. And it's quite similar, the game with, in Dortmund years ago with Joe Cancelo, exceptional pass. This one, Joe make an incredible pass. And look again, It's quite similar. Yeah, unbelievable. I don't know which one is more difficult. Maybe you have to ask him which one. For me, I'm pretty sure. For you as well, both are so difficult.
Have you added patience to Erling Haaland's game? Because that goal in the 58th minute was only his 12th touch, but his 8th attempt.
Yeah, he had 2-3 chances, you know, in a header and whatever, but it's difficult. So people understand that they are in the penalty spot, literally, with 3 central defenders close to him, plus 2 holding midfielders in front of him. He's surrounded for 5 or 6 players, so the space is not there. And the moment they tried to jam, and they went, I think the second goal from Haaland, they tried to jam, we can, and after with the space, Erling is, and Mateus as well, so they are so fast, so quick, so that's why maybe the team's defense so deep.
You took Erling off then, penalty comes up, obviously Nunes converted it, but this clip here we just want to show you. What was Erling saying at that point to you?
No, but it was alone and said to me, I have to go. So we play a lot of games, so when the game is over, Erling knows that he's going to be replaced, because in 3 days we have another one, Southampton, and it's incredible, because he's a smile. It's all the time is understand the decisions. He's so generous with the team. It's an incredible joy to have him, and Manchester City have this player.
John Stones looks to be having the time of his life in front of goal. It's like a centre forwards goal. He's going backwards, top corner.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. When Kerlin will not be able, John is going to play as a striker, have a sense of goal. There always happen. There are central defenders. I remember Gerard Piqué in Barcelona. They have an incredible sense of goal, like a striker, the composer. They have ability. And scored already a few goals. John he's back. I'm happy for him.
4th goal, beautiful team goal. When you went back to your bench, you celebrated it quite spectacularly. What were you kind of thinking or indicating to the bench at this moment?
Because we were waiting. Sometimes the opponents jam, and to press a little bit there. When when it happened, we did it really well. It's the satisfaction. The team is playing really good, so I like him. I like the team. I know the people understand when they defend 11 players literally in 80-yard box. The space is not there. It's so difficult to be patient, to consider transitions, defend well, and in the right moment we are going to punish them. We know, because we have alternatives, and really pleased for the momentum that we have with just 14-15 players available. But it's what it is. We are who we are. So 11 players will be ready for Southampton.
I was going to say, just the final question for you. Just the 5 outfield players on the bench tonight, 2 keepers. Do you worry slightly about the lack of players that you've got going forward?
Well, for today, yes. No, for today, no. For me, it's just for the next game. But you have to sustain for a long time. Just with 14-15 will be a problem. We know that. But it's better don't think about it. So I know the players, how they are, and hopefully the players can come back. But we'll play with 11, and I know they are going to do everything for the team.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for being a good sport.
Yeah, great to hear from Pep there. Really candid as well, talking about so many different things. And it's good when he's put on the spot and he can see all those images and he has to talk about his players in depth and himself in depth as well. We are who we are. That's what he says. And that is what this City team is. Even with only 7 players on the bench, 2 of them being goalkeepers, they can still get the job done. And it may have been Sparta Prague, it may not have been one of the elite teams in this competition, with all due respect, but they still know what they're doing. Yeah,
I think they showcased, especially in the second half, what they're capable of. He spoke about teams trying to jump and press them hard up the pitch, and I think that may be a new tactic going forward. I think if Man City get into the lead, but it only be 1 goal, I think they'll be patient in the build-up. As you see in Akanji, stay on the ball for long periods of time, frustrate the opposition, they get higher up the pitch, and all of a sudden 3 or 4 passes, they explode going forward and then create opportunities. But Pep spoke about obviously having a limited number of players at his disposal at the minute, but as he said, it's 11v11, and his 11 players tend to be better than the opposition's 11, so I'm sure he's confident going into every game. They normally do all right, and I tell you what, he mentioned John Stones there. He's got 3 goals in his last 6 games, which is astonishing for a defender. Last weekend and today as well, Karen. I mean, as Pep said, he rivals a striker sometimes. I
wonder we're going to see him up front at some point, like you mentioned. You never know.
I've played up there a couple of times.
You've done a job
there. Not bad.
You've got the stats of John Stones.
I think I have, to be fair, Karen. Okay. I think we've got some decent stats. Probably like the Champions League. But no, as you talk about, no one's ever going to question his technique, but it's the composure that he's showing. I think that is the key. Not many defenders have that level of composure in the opposition box. They have it in their defensive box when they're defending and clearing the ball, but to have it when you're facing the opposition goal is key.
Yeah, I thought the Gerard Piqué reference was really interesting as well. Another player who played under Pep for so many years and developed under him as well. Okay, well, the victory was rounded off in the 88th minute, as if Sparta Prague didn't need another hit. It was a penalty from Mateus Nunes, someone who has real ambitions in this competition, Karen.
He had another good game because he played a lot of it on the left wing, and Pep's wingers have to be very, very patient, stay out of the game, and then they get their opportunities like this to be positive and drive into the box. And he earned that penalty himself, and then you get the blessing then to step up, and no Erling Haaland on there, so you can step up and get that first Champions League goal for him. So it's a special night, but I thought he played very, very well and good for the team.
Yeah, definitely. I think apart from his goal and his assists, let's not forget his assist, I thought he was very professional in his performance. He stayed out wide and worked hard for the team and recognised where the space was to run off the ball. So I think he poses a different threat. Obviously, in credit to him, because he's not a natural left winger, so you've got to give him a lot of credit for going out there and applying himself.
Under the tutelage of Pep, he's really well and truly in the system.